It's a place where I love to be. Look in a book, here's a story for you. Who makes stories when the day is through? Who makes stories when the day is through? Story makers, working through the night till the rising sun. Story makers, stories are fabulous, stories are fun.
Blake Wordsworth.
Shelley and Jackson, working through the night till the rising sun. Story makers, stories are fabulous, stories are fun. Come and be a story maker.
Story makers. Story makers. Story makers.
It's midnight in the library. Hello.
Time for all story makers to come out. Are you ready?
Sun is down, the stars are bright. Story makers come out at night. Hello, story makers. I'm Blake Wordsworth, with a magical hat and a nose for a story.
Oh, hello. The children today have been working on a joining in picture, and Jelly and I think it looks like Wiggly Woo.
Yes, do you think it looks like Wiggly Woo? It's got a long, colourful body. Yeah, and big round eyes. Hello, Wiggly Woo.
Hey, guys.
Hello, Blake.
Yeah.
What are you up to?
Well, we're looking at this picture that the children have drawn.
Do you like it, Blake?
You know, I think I've seen a big snake like this on my travels.
Snake?
It isn't a snake, Blake. It's Wiggly Woo.
Wiggly Woo?
Yes, you know Wiggly Woo, the worm at the bottom of the garden.
Yeah.
The song. Shall we sing it for you?
Yes, we'll sing it.
Sing it. There's a worm at the bottom of the garden, and his name is Wiggly Woo. There's a worm at the bottom of the garden, and all that he can do is wiggle all night and wiggle all day. The people round here, they all do say there's a worm at the bottom of the garden, and his name is Wiggly, Wiggly Woo.
Well, I have never met a Wiggly Woo on my travels.
Do you think that Wiggly Woo is lonely at the bottom of the garden?
No, Jelly, he's got lots of creepy, crawly friends like snails and ants.
I know. Why don't we imagine lots of creepy crawlies and make up a story?
Oh, yes. And Wiggly Woo could help too.
Good idea, Mr. J. Come on, Wiggly Woo. You can be in the story too.
Oh, yes.
Wiggly Woo in the story.
Yes.
Come on.
Come on.
Now, we've got to imagine all the creepy crawlies we can for a creepy crawly story. Ready?
Imagine a story. Here it comes.
Yes.
What's it going to be?
Oh, it's
a
playbook.
And it's called Size Bug Hunt.
I'm going on a bug hunt. I'm not scared. What do you think I'll find? Ants creeping and crawling, scurrying very fast, up and down the wall. I can do that too. I'm going on a bug hunt. I'm not scared. What do you think I'll find? A slow, slimy snail slithering down the path, keeps its house on its back. I can do that too. going on a bug hunt. I'm not scared. What do you think I'll find? A busy, busy bumblebee, smelling of fresh flowers, flapping its tiny wings. I can do that too. I'm going on a bug hunt. I'm not scared. What do you think I'll find? A long wiggly worm, wriggling and wiggling, making tunnels through the mud. I can do that too.
I've been on a bug hunt. I wasn't scared. Let's look at what I found.
Ants creepy and crawling. A slow, slimy snail. Busy, busy bumblebee. A long, wiggly worm.
I like the wiggly worms best in that bug hunt. Come on, let's see what Jelly and Jackson are up to.
Blake, there are some huge libraries in the middle of the huge snail.
What?
He means there's some huge medals in the library snail.
Calm down, guys. Speak slowly.
There are some huge snails in the middle of the library.
Ah, I see. Yes, that's better.
The librarian must have brought them to show the children.
Yeah, they look like snails, but I've never seen snails this big before.
Let me see. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Aha! I thought so.
What?
These are giant African land snails. I've come across them before in my travels. You see, guys, we live here, and these snails originally come from way over here in Africa.
Oh, I wonder if they're homesick.
Oh, no, Jelly. Snails don't get homesick because they carry their homes on their backs.
Maybe they'd like something to play with.
Something to play with.
Here. Here are snailies. Something to play with. It's your toy tortoise. It has a shell on its back, just like you. Yes.
The snails don't look too sure, Jellykins. Perhaps they prefer a story instead.
Oh, yes, a story with a tortoise in it.
Yes.
We'll need lots of imagination to make a story with a tortoise in it. Will you help us? Ready? Imagine, imagine, imagine a story.
Oh, it's a Kevin the Spaceman story.
Do they have tortoises in space?
Maybe. The story's called The Amazing Planet.
Kevin and Spanner in space to explore, seeking out planets never heard of before. Spanner sniffed the surface of this new planet. It felt cold and hard like stone. He'd never be able to dig for bones here. Kevin looked around and saw a tall hedge with an archway. "Come on, Spanner, let's explore," Kevin said excitedly, racing towards the arch. "Ho, ho, fee-foy, I spy a little boy," said a booming voice. Suddenly, Kevin saw two eyes appear above the arch, and Kevin realized it was the hedge that was talking. "Walk the path under your feet, and you might find a tasty treat." Kevin peeped through the arch. "Wow," he said. "It's a maze. I'm good at mazes. Come on, Spanner, we have to find the middle." Spanner ran to and fro. He couldn't make up his mind which way to go. "This way, I think." Kevin said, and strode off. Spanner followed closely behind. The two travellers seemed to walk for ages, around corners and back again. Spanner was sure Kevin was lost. Spanner! 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 Oh! Kevin saw a large rock. Come on, Spanner, let's have a rest here. I'm sure we'll find the middle soon, he said, sitting down. Whoa! As Kevin sat down, the rock seemed to yawn. The two travellers turned to look. The rock shook and a little head poked out. Kevin had woken up a tortoise. Hello, said Kevin. We didn't mean to wake you. It's just that we're lost and we thought you were a rock.
Oh, that's quite all right,
said the tortoise sleepily.
I've been trying to find the middle of this maze now for so long that I must have dozed off.
Hey, I've got an idea, said Kevin. Why don't I stand on your shell and Spanner can climb on top of my shoulders and we can look over the top of the hedge?
Aye, good plan,
agreed the tortoise. Kevin climbed on top of the tortoise and Spanner climbed up onto Kevin's shoulders until, stretching his nose over the wall, he could see the way. Spanner jumped down and began to run. Soon the three turned a final corner and found themselves in a square. In the centre was a stone block with a pair of eyes. The middle of the maze you have found, a strawberry prize, all sticky and round, said the block. There was a shower of stars and a plate of jam tarts appeared. Yum, said Kevin. This planet was fun. Agreed Spanner as he sniffed the delicious jam tart.
So, the rock was really a tortoise, and Kevin and Spanner helped the rock that was really the tortoise out of the maze, and they got lots of yummy jam tarts. Did you like that, Snailies?
Did the snails enjoy the story, Jelly?
Yes, I think they did, but I think they would actually like some jam tarts, like in the story.
Snails don't eat jam tarts, Jelly.
No, they don't. Maybe they would like a glass of milk and some biscuits.
Oh, I'm afraid not, Mr. J. What giant African land snails like to eat is... Let me see.
Oh, he's going to do some magic with his hat. Snails, he's going to do some magic with his hat. Flowers.
Well, they do like to eat dandelions, but not carnations. Well, nearly did it. Come on, I know I can do this.
You can do it, Blake.
Try again.
Make your hat work. Here it comes.
That's more like it. Lettuce leaves and cucumber. Giant African land snails love these.
Right. Let's see. They like their food.
But, Blake, what shall we do with the flowers?
We could make a story with them.
Oh, yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Sweet-smelling flowers to make a sweet-smelling story. In they go.
We want a story with lots of flowers in it.
Yes, get ready with your imagination.
Imagine a story.
What's it gonna be? Oh, it's a blue cow story.
And it's called Blue Cow at the Garden Centre.
In a field not far away is a herd of cows grazing quietly. One of the cows is most unusual. Blue Cow wonders about the big world beyond her field. One day, Blue Cow was looking at the white flowers in her field. I wonder what it would be like to see different coloured flowers. She's off again, said the other cows. So Blue Cow caught the bus that stops beside her field. I'd like a ticket to a flowery place, please. There you go, madam. Hold very tight. And they set off for a garden centre. And then they arrived. Blue Cow was surrounded by flowers of every colour. They smelt wonderful. "Morning, Blue Cow," said a man called Mr. Greengrass. "Ooh, morning. Oh, you're just in time to help. Could you bring me the wheelbarrow, please?" The wheelbarrow was full of flowers. There were pink ones and yellow ones and even some long, tall, orange ones. Blue Cow thought it was extremely heavy. "Careful," said Mr. Greengrass as Blue Cow and the wheelbarrow did a bit of a wobble. "Don't worry, I'm quite good at this," said Blue Cow as the wheelbarrow nearly tipped over.
Oh, stop wobbling the flowers!
Shouted a little voice. Blue Cow saw a bee sitting on a pink flower. "Ooh, sorry." She put the wheelbarrow down. "Perhaps I should try something else. Would you like to help me water the flowers?" asked Mr. Greengrass. "Oh, yes, please," said Blue Cow. "I'm sure I'll be good at that." So Mr. Greengrass gave Blue Cow the hosepipe. "Hold it tight," he said. "I'll just turn the water on." Blue Cow had never used a hosepipe before. She waggled the end of it and looked at it closely. She shrieked as the cold water shot out of the hosepipe and drenched her. "Careful!" shouted Mr. Greengrass as water began to squirt everywhere. And mind that puddle or you'll... Blue Cow fell head over heels and landed on her bottom. I knew I had to water the flowers, but I didn't think I needed watering too. You'll never guess where I've been. Where have you been? I've been watering flowers with a hosepipe. Everyone knows that cows can't use a hosepipe. And we know they can't, don't we? It's good job Blue Cow did all that watering at the garden centre.
Because it reminded us that our snailies need a drink too.
They certainly do. That should keep them happy for a while. Their tank is very warm and that water will keep them moist, just like where they live in the wild.
Oh, but look. It's getting light.
We better put our skates on. Come on, you two, say goodbye to the snails.
Bye.
Bye, snailies.
The children will be here soon.
Yes.
Dawn is upon us. The morning is nigh. We've made our stories. And we bid you goodbye.
Story makers, working through the night till the rising sun. Story makers,
Goodbye for now.
stories about
Thanks for helping us. Goodbye.
See you next time, story makers. And remember, imagine.